Hello and welcome to the mobility run. It sounds worse than it is because what we're going to do is we're going to alternate cardio and stretches. Super easy. We're starting with a warm-up of the core and everything else with the diagonal V to plank. What is that? Start in a normal plank pose and then bring your hand to the opposite leg. Anything you can touch. Ankle, knee, shin bone, thigh, if you need to. This is a bit of a challenge for the shoulder that stays on the ground, but this is great for shoulder stability, for balance, for core training, and we have a little bit of a twist and rotation here in the upper body, which is starting to warm up our core really nicely. Well done! 4 more seconds, you can do one last one. Great! Then get up into a wide squat. We're getting warmed up nice and easy here before we start. So wide squat, pushing the knees out, bring the hands onto the inside of your knees, bend the elbows, and then simply rotate the spine left and right. Do this very slowly with the breath. So you can exhale, twist, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist, inhale, come back to center. And whenever you're coming back to center, try to dip low with your hips, with your butt, so that the knees more or less are 90 degrees the whole time, because we want to warm up, right? So this is our warm up for the mobility run, alternating cardio and stretches. This will be fun. Don't you worry. Great. Here we go. Releasing the whole back line, forward fold. We're coming into a simple forward fold, then bend the knees round your upper body, then stretch those legs first, then come onto your toes. Release the heels back down and then bend the knees a lot. Round yourself. Stay round, lifting onto your toes. Well, the balls of the feet, not the toes. Then come back down, heels on the floor, bend the knees, etc. Inhale when you come up. Exhale now, releasing, sucking the navel in. Inhale, exhale. Try to slow the breath down and keep the hands on the ground, because especially the lifting up onto the balls of the feet, you might lose balance a little bit. I don't want you to fall down. Great. Opening the hips and warming and greasing our hip sockets. We're starting feet parallel, then lift one leg, twist it, rotate it out to the side, step softly onto the side and the back, and come back into the center, alternating left and right. This is like a door opening your leg like a door to the outside. Now try to lift the leg, the knee, as high up as possible, and don't shift the weight too much to the side. You see me shifting left and right here if you pay attention, but the goal is to stay very centered, which means you have to engage your core. Suck the navel in and reach out with the crown of your head to the sky or ceiling, wherever you are. I invite you to go outdoors. It's summer. Here we go, a little bit of cardio. This is gonna start nice and easy with feet fire. A little bit of skippings on the ground. You basically stay on the balls of your feet, so don't touch the heel down onto the ground. This will create a little bit of shock waves, which I don't want to. So whenever we're jumping, we're always landing like a sprinter on the balls of our feet. So we're touching with the toes first, and this is great for having a little bit of a cushioning, so our spine doesn't get all these shock waves from the ground. Fantastic. A little bit of arm movement here. These are sprinter arms. I need you to do those because this will engage your core. You have a contralateral movement here with the shoulders and the hips, and this will train the obliques. Here we go, stretching. What did I say? Cardio and stretch, alternating. All gonna be fine. So start in a wide stance, feet are slightly turned out, then bend one knee and stretch the other. And come back into center. Bend one knee, stretch the other. Come back into center. You can bring the hands onto the bent knee, not on the stretched one, on the bent one. And now when you bend the knee, this sounds so Game of Thrones-y, bending the knee. So when you bend the knee, point the kneecap to the second and third toe so that the knee falls in line with your feet or your shoes. This is very important to avoid twisting and shearing in your knees, which will ultimately damage your meniscus. No, we don't want that. That's not going to happen. So here we come. This is the most fun, and since you are all warmed up and in great shape, we're going to roll back, shoot back up, and have a little bit of a tuck jump here. Roll back and tuck jumps. Here we go. When you're rolling backwards, as round as possible, sucking the navel in to be as soft as possible on the ground, no bumping here. Then when you have your push back, bring the elbows up, push back with your hands from the ground so you can get some momentum. Actually, the jump starts with pushing back from the ground with your hands, and the rest is just mechanics. It's just getting the feet on the ground and jumping up into your tuck jump. So the jump starts with the hands pushing back from the ground. Yeehaw! That was fun, right? Second one, second go, switch lunges to keep working on those quadriceps and those glutes. So we're jumping left and right as low as possible in this lunge position. Lunge from one side to the other. We're not going up as much as in a lunge switch jump. We're just switching the legs underneath our body. And this is mainly done with our core. The arms, look at those arms, they get the momentum to lift yourself up a little bit off the floor and then be as quick and fast as you can with those legs underneath your body. That is fantastic. Keep going. I realize that my legs start separating more and more, which is great. And release. Here we go. Have a little standing quad stretch. We're starting with the right leg. So grab your right foot, either with one hand or with the other. I put this fun soundtrack on especially so you can have a little bit of a breather while you're stretching. So the left foot firmly in the ground, right leg is parallel with the other. So your thighs are parallel, knees are on the same line, and now push those hips forward. You can stretch the quads, and of course also we're stretching our hip flexor here. Opening the chest at the same time because we're having the hands behind our back to grab the foot. Wonderful. Release back down, change to the other side. This is so great. We have to do both sides, right? This is about 1 minute 40 of stretch. So grab your left foot, push right heel into the ground, right heel, outer arches, big toe mount. You can wiggle with the music if you want to, everything is fine. And now push the hips forward, both thighs are parallel, knees are on the same line, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze to the horizon. And get the oxygen in, very important. Get oxygen in, we're gonna need it for what's coming next. Wonderful. And release back down. Now here we go. Jump squats, feet parallel, toes and knees slightly turn out, bend the knees a lot, and then jump up. Get the arms into game. The arms are creating the momentum to lift yourself up. Full range of motion with those arms. So the arms go up and all the way back. Swing those arms up as quickly as you can. This will help you to get off the ground. Now remember, we're touching the floor first with the toes and the balls of the feet to avoid shock waves all running through our body. Go as low as you can and come into full extension. So this is 90 degrees to 0 degrees. Bending 90 and then coming all the way up. Fantastic. Now try this one. Kneel to tuck jumps, kneel down onto a soft cushion mat or carpet, and then jump up into low squat. Jump up into tuck jumps. Here we go again. Tuck jump, bring back, knees on the floor. Come up, squat, tuck jump, and back. The biggest challenge is to get from kneeling into the low squat. The tuck jump you can do or you cannot do if you don't want to do it, but get this momentum with the arms and pressing the shins into the floor. Being quick, this is core work to suck those knees forward and land into your low squat. You will want to do this forever. This is so much fun. 1 second. Yes, you did it. Okay, well-deserved stretch. We're having a little bit of a dynamic stretch here. Wide squat. Push the pelvis to knee height, then bring the hands to the inside of your knees. And you might be a little bit exhausted in your quads, so your choice how low you want to go. And then rotate softly. Bring one shoulder in. Exhale, come back in. Try to slow down the breathing a little bit. I know you might be out of breath. Maybe you can only think of drinking water, but try to keep moving. And if you had a sip of water, just come back into that stretch, twisting and releasing the spine a little bit. There's one more, so don't worry if you need a little bit more of a breather. So come back into forward fold like we did in the warm-up. And now try to release the hamstrings a little bit more. We're fully warmed up now, so we can do great stretching here, especially dynamic stretching is great while you're working out. So dynamic stretching allows you to release and to contract. And the idea is that every time you release, you're releasing a little bit further. Because ironically, the body can let go better if we tell him first to contract. So the contraction and the release is a very good technique to increase mobility, flexibility, great stretching technique here. And we're ready to go back on track.
Okay, now, from the beginning.
3-step sideways drill. Here we go. Stepping out to the sides. This is a 3-step movement with a knee lift in the middle. So remember, the knee always lifts in the middle, in the center. That's knee, 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 knee. And the outer foot is doing like a jump to the outside, like a lateral lunge jump we're doing here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is like a salsa movement. That's why I put this very fast music on. So you're inspired to dance some salsa. One more before we go back to stretching. The dropouts. This is the great glute workout. So amazing to tone your butt. We're starting with the feet parallel and then we're dropping out to the sides, opening the legs into a wide squat. Putting one hand down to the ground. Now be careful with this hand. I did bend a lot of fingers with this movement already. So you want to have very soft fingers, or you can also bump the fist onto the floor or not touch the floor at all if you are afraid of bending your fingers. I do want the other hand to be safely in the back. So engage your upper back muscles, pull the other hand back, be very quick on your feet. Less ground time, we want more air time. More time in the air, it's more enjoyable up there. Wonderful. I did promise some stretching, so here we go with some stretching. side lean, and you can decide if you want to do it dynamically or statically. So on the video, you see the static version, which is grabbing the right hand with the left, pulling it over to the left, stretching the whole right side. And now, if you want to, you just stay here. That's too boring for you. You inhale, come back up into center standing, and exhale, bending over to the left side. Inhale, coming back up, and exhale, coming to the side. If this is still too boring for you, cross the right leg between the left and do your dynamic stretches, and exhale, making a C shape. Great one. Change all the way to the other side. Just grabbing the other hand basically. So either stay static, or if you want to do dynamic, follow my voice cue. We're gonna exhale, bending over to the side. Inhale, coming back into center. Exhale, bend over to the side. Make sure that the head is in line with the spine, so no pulling forward with the head. Your nose can even go to the floor. This is a bit like looking under your armpit. And come back up, inhale. Bring the left leg in if you want to. Cross the left leg behind the right. Exhale, bending over. Inhale, coming up into center. And another release. Exhale, release back out, bending over. Yeehaw! All right. Next, run for it. Lateral lunges to the sides. In the intermediate advanced version, you do as much as you want. So we're lounging out to the side. Knees and feet are always pointing out slightly, especially the bent leg. The middle leg is somewhat parallel because we need to step close together. Now again, we're touching the ground here, making our hands a bit dirty. It's a dirty move. The other hand reaching behind your back. So again, if you don't want to touch the ground because it's too dirty or because you're afraid of bending your fingers, don't touch it, just do as if. I do, however, want you to bend forward with the upper body, so we're getting the extension, again here from 90 degrees to 0. And that was it already. Okay, next one, kickbacks. This is still a challenge for me, but we can do it together. So come into crab position, and I want you to jump from one leg to the other. Sounds easy? Well, then try to kick up your leg left, your right leg, alternating and landing with the other one on the floor. Now, when you're lifting one leg, I want you to extend your hips. So this is not just a back training and a glute training and a quadriceps training. This is also a core training, because sucking up this leg as quickly as you can, this is essentially core and hip flexor. Now be careful with your shoulders. Don't slacken your shoulders. Keep the elbows bent slightly. You do want to practice this at home. Wonderful. A little bit of a stretch, so it might not look like it, but this is stretching. So we're stretching back from plank position into a V pose. And then when you're coming back into your plank, you want to roll forward, sucking the navel in, being as round as you can, and then pushing at the end your head forwards. So the shoulders are away from the ears as much as possible. We do never want the shoulders next to the ears. That just looks ugly and creates too much tension. Push the sitting bones back into the V and then roll forward. Head is leading. Sitting bones are leading back, rounding the spine and pushing the head is forward. Sitting bones are leading back, so bend from the hips first and then roll forward like a wave. You can still do this. This was your stretch, so here we go. Butt kicks. I find those so amazing, Ben. So nice. Butt kicks. Easier than they look. Just lifting the heel, alternating to your butt, to the hips. And I do want to get a little bit of air time here. So have some air time, lift off the ground, and remember to stay on the balls of your feet. So no shock waves running from the heels all the way to your spine. Arms in runner's pose, shoulders relaxed, head is staying up, gaze to the horizon. Don't look down, there's nothing to see. Keep running, left and right alternating. Aren't we having fun with this one? This is great. 3 more seconds. Thank you very much. So here we go. This is a little bit harder, I think. Picking the knees up as much as you can. Picking the knees up, hip height, starting hip height, and if they drop, but at least intention is knees, hip height, or even higher. Jump from one tippy toe to the other and bring those arms in. So because you need a lot of air time here, because those knees have to go a long way, gain as much momentum with the arms as you can. Stay up with your upper body, no looking down to the knees. If you have a mirror, it's great checking yourself in the mirror. Get those knees up, get those knees up, get those knees up, knees up, knees up, knees up. You can do this. 5 more seconds. Breathe. Wonderful. The pogo jumps and then we're stretching. Promise, I promise. So feet are parallel and we're jumping only from the balls of our feet. We're bending the knee just a little and keeping the upper body upright. This is like a step jumping on the floor. Like you want to drum the floor with your toes. It's actually a great idea, drumming the floor with your toes. So press down, press down, press down, press down. And if you want to, flex the feet in the air so you're bringing the toes up again. This is working your shins. If you have worked your shins already too much, don't do it, but that would be great to lift the toes, lift the toes, lift the toes every time you're in the air. Try that. Well done! Thank you very much. Here's your well-deserved stretch. No more cardio. You can relax. We're starting with a calf stretch because we've been working our calves just now. So bring the right leg backwards, the left leg forward into kind of a middle length lunge here, so that you can still press the heel down into the ground. Such great music, bringing you all the way to the Arabian Nights. Upper body stays more or less upright. You can bring the hands onto the bent knee. And if you want to be a bit more dynamic, you can bend the back knee and stretch it out again. Change to the other side. Your breathing rhythm should have slowed down by now. So big stance, left leg is back, right leg is forward. Try to bend the forward knee, extend the back one, press the heel down. Both feet are pointing forward. And your hands are resting on the bent knee. Again, if you would like to be a little bit more dynamic, bend the knee a little bit. You might even lift the heel slightly and then press back down, extend the leg. Bend the knee, inhale. Exhale, extend, press the leg down. Yes, you can lie down on the floor. So lie down on your back. You can grab the right leg wherever you can. Thigh, knee, calf, ankle, toe. Then either have the left leg bent or straight. And we're gonna slowly extend the right leg, pushing the heel out. Pushing both heels out actually. And dynamic would be to inhale, bend the knee, Exhale, extend the right leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, extend the right leg. You can do one more. Inhale, bend. And exhale, extend. Then stay on your back, just switch the legs. Grab the left leg wherever you can. Everything is good. I do sometimes grab my shoelaces. If nothing helps, grab the shoelaces. And choose if you want to stretch or bend the right leg here. Keep a little bit of an arch, the lordosis in your lumbar spine, in your lower back, so that we keep engaging the back even while we're lying down. Then bend the knee, inhale. Exhale, stretch left leg out. Push into the heels of both legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch out. Nice stretch here of the hamstrings. One more time, inhale, bend. And exhale, push into the heel, exhale. Very nice. You simply turn around onto your left side. Last stretch, left and right. We're starting with the right knee. Grab the right foot. Both thighs are parallel. Push the hips forward. Bring the knees alongside each other so they can be friends. Then push the hips forward, engage the glutes. Make sure that your chest is open, lifting the chest, opening the collarbones. The head can relax on your left arm. If you wish to be more dynamic, I suggest you release and engage the glutes. So you're getting a little bit of a bend, of a flexion in the hips, and a little bit more of an extension when you contract. A relaxation in the hips when you bend. And exhale, stretch. And let's do the other side. So roll over, flip over, however you like. Lie on your right leg, grab your left foot. Push your hips forward. Make the two knees snuggle together. Let them be friends. And now rest your head onto your right arm. If you're having a big biceps, you have a big cushion. If you're having a small biceps, you're having a small cushion. But who needs big biceps? Just for a big cushion. All right, if you want to be more dynamic, engage the hips. And inhale, bend. Exhale, push forward. Very nice. And that was it already. I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit of a mobility run. Cardio and stretch. You did it. Congratulations. Well done, everyone. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Share it with all your loved ones. Challenge them to do it as good as you did, or do it together with them. See you all next time. Bye.